Running a Fever, episode 43, No More Mr. Nice Guy. Welcome to Running a Fever. It's a Monday first workout of the week, and I'm really looking forward to it. I have already walked over 7,000 steps today, so it's not strictly necessary, and I'm coming to learn a little bit more about if this 10,000 step recommendation is really a good thing. I got some categories on that, and I also, met with a dietitian today. I've got obviously a diet department report, medical department report, and of course fitness department. So I have not gone to the doctor about my shoulder, but I got to tell you that the last couple of days it's been feeling a lot better. Sometimes these injuries will get better if you just rest. Just rest and try to really take care of it. I have reduced the number of pillows I'm sleeping with. I think probably one of the reasons that I had been sleeping at kind of not sitting up, but with my head and shoulders at a higher angle, was that it helped me breathe better, and it also helped my acid reflux. And I think the fact that I've lost a lot of weight has sort of mitigated some of that, so that it's not as much of a problem anymore, and probably more of a problem, and maybe it's just that my body's changed so much. So hopefully pretty soon I'll be able to get back into strength training. I haven't done any sort of abdominal work, but I got that on my schedule as well. Also in the medical/diet department, this is kind of crosses two departments. Today I went to see a dietitian at the VA, which is where I get my health care from. I did ask if I could record it, and I had my recorder there and my phone there and two microphones, so I could have recorded both of us at a very high quality. But she wanted to check it out first. Remember, this is a government facility, and they do have rules about that sort of thing. I even asked her if I could record it and then, find out later if I could use it or not for the podcast. And she wasn't really comfortable with that either. So that's fine. But I took more than 2 pages of notes during this consultation. The gist of it is, the bottom line is, I need to eat more and lose weight more slowly. In fact, she said I've definitely lost more now than I probably should lose in a year, and I probably should take some time off and just maintain this weight before continuing. But it's a process, and I am going to try to do well. Remember, I'm not doing this. Really, there's a contest at work. That's not why I'm doing it. That's just my external motivation, as I keep talking about. External motivation is important for me. It may not be important for you, but for me, I can't really even do this without some kind of external motivation. That's what the contest is for me. I'm probably going to win the contest, and I really like the fact that I'm making progress on my weight, which has been a problem. But the problem with weight loss is that's not really the goal. The goal is to have a healthy balance in your body composition. You want to have, for a man, maybe 25% would be the maximum body fat you'd want to have. For a woman, more like 30. And you want to have a good balance between that and muscle mass and bone mass and all that good stuff. So anyway, that's the goal, and I need to get all the nutrients I need, and that's the main reason I wanted to go to this thing, was to figure out what I can put in my diet that would make me more healthy, where the gaps are. I already knew that protein was an issue, and I was trying to skew toward protein. I think there are some other areas I need to address. Like I said, there are a lot of notes on this, and there's going to probably be, there will be at least one entire podcast show on this, one entire episode on it, and perhaps 2. I may actually need 2 episodes because I really don't like these to be very long. So you can look forward to that. I need to organize the data. I didn't want to just spit it all out at you. And today it's a beautiful, fabulously beautiful day here out at Lake Fayetteville, I gotta tell you. 48 degrees according to my car. And I'm heading out. And I'm doing my exercises, which is why I'm not talking very well, because I can't count and do anything else at the same time. But that's probably 12, just doing my little leg swings and that sort of thing. I don't have my phone with me now because I left it in the car. One of the things when you lose weight, if you're wearing the same clothes, you gotta be careful because, like for example, I got these sweatpants on, and if I don't have them, for the longest time, I just pulled them on, right? They've got a little elastic. If I don't tie the string up, they'll fall off, especially if I'm wearing some slippery thing underneath. And I just realized I didn't wear the right underwear today, but it's not as much of a problem anymore. I've lost weight, so I don't have as much chafing going on. Speaking of clothing, fashion department. For the first time probably ever since I started doing this thing, I'm not wearing my green 2009 Red Sox playoff sweatshirt. I'm wearing the BCG blue compression shirt with a long sleeve t-shirt over it. And it feels good, it feels fine. So I won't be able to take a picture out on the trail today. You know, one thing I really don't want my pants to fall down while I'm out here, so wasn't sure I could hold my keys and recorder and phone all at the same time in my pockets. And I'm breathing heavily because I'm working harder. All right, this week we're going to be aggressive, okay? There's no more Mr. Nice Guy out here. I'm going to go on the hills. I'm going to go at a faster pace. And I'm still going to do that half mile. I'm going to do it 3 times. We're going to make it count, though. So this is the second time I've been on this part of the trail. It's the same place I usually start, but the other direction, which it immediately starts going up and down on hills. And this is the easy part now because it's a long slope down. On the way back, it'll be a little bit different. I'm really hoping that this will help me with strength, building muscle. One really good tidbit that I got from the dietitian, understanding she's a dietitian, she's not a physician, she's not an athletic trainer, but she is a medical professional. So I respect her opinion on this, and basically I asked her the question that's been on my mind: is it harder to build muscle as you get older? And she seemed pretty sure about the fact that you lose muscle quicker and easier as you get older. And so the danger of losing lots of muscle mass during a weight loss program and on a weight loss diet is a realistic possibility. It's an issue you need to consider. But she said she didn't think there was she thought you could still build muscle mass. And that's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to be pumping some iron, and today I'm just pumping my legs going down this hill, and we'll go back up it in a little bit. She wasn't really crazy about running, which I'd like to at least try again. I want to be very careful about it. Walking obviously is much safer. A lot of people say it's the best form of exercise. I've heard that often. But I still want to try running. I'd like to get some of this to be running. I want to get into a good rhythm of this 3 workouts a week thing. And I want to start increasing my distance of walking before I start doing any running. Because for one thing, I need the half-mile warm-up before I start running. Still believe in that. If I'm only going a total of half a mile, it's not going to work out. We probably need to get back up to a mile before we start thinking about running. Feeling good today, no pain can feel my shoulder, but there's nothing stressing it. No pain there at all. New wardrobe, looking pretty sharp. This is mile 10 on the Razorback Greenway, and I think I'm a little beyond where I meant to turn, but I'll wait until I see the next marker. Interesting looking back on my episodes. I can't remember which one it was, but I remember it was very hard, and I was talking about how very hard it was, and I'd run an entire mile that time. I know at least that is possible, even though it would be difficult. It's beautiful in here, a lot of trees. You can still hear the busy street out there, of course, but really nice, lots of trees. Starting to see some green come back into the vegetation along the ground here and there. My front yard has been green for a couple of weeks now. So we started at a little less than half mile. I think we're actually going up. I'm sorry, mile and a half. That's where I usually start, but we don't go that way. So yeah, definitely beyond, I was thinking half a mile, but I actually go out a quarter mile and then come back, and that's a total of a half mile. So I'm heading back. Gonna be closer to a mile today, but that's okay.
That's pretty neat stuff.
Howdy.
Yeah, there were.
One of the problems I've been having is, especially when you're not on the extreme diet all the time, I've been trying to develop a level maintenance diet over the weekends and still go low enough that I'm still losing weight. And this morning, I was exactly the same as I was Thursday. Well, maybe a couple pounds over, because I was calculating Thursday's number with my clothes on. It was actually lower than that. Maybe 3 pounds more than I weighed on Thursday. Starting a little incline now. Gonna start getting harder. In somewhere I read or heard about when you're a runner preparing for a race, you can't just do your regular workout. You can't just do your regular pace and stretch it out. You have to vary your pace, because your body gets used to what you're doing and becomes more efficient at doing it. Human body's an amazing machine. The dietitian today was pretty amazed that I'm still losing weight, because people usually plateau earlier and they lose their metabolism. And I'm lucky. I'm lucky because I've caught it in time, and I can start to be more healthy, to do this in a more healthy way. Starving yourself, folks, is not a good way to lose weight, not in the long term. And I was starving and exercising at the same time, trying to burn fuel that wasn't there. So the dietitian kind of reinforced that view about the runner and basically said, do some different things for exercise. Ride a bike, play a sport, play a game, something. We always like first of all, I'm a creature of habit, probably more than most. Second of all, I like the fact that it's measurable and I can look at my progress and results from doing exactly the same thing. So a lot of these things this is change, and it's difficult. And this is like kind of set from the beginning. This is difficult, and it's going to be difficult, but it's worth it. It's worth it if you want to live as long as you can. And I do. A lot of good things going on in life right now. It's not perfect. No one's life is perfect. But it's something I want to give up just for the sake of being unwilling to change. It can be scary. So can a roller coaster. But how much fun is that? So I'm still very sensitive about different areas of my body, which is probably a good thing. can feel just a tiny bit of discomfort in my back, my shoulder from being jostled around a little bit today. All of this. And I'm on the downhill. I've had the hard part is over. I'm going to try to pick up my pace a little bit until we turn this corner and then we'll start to cool down. 15 minutes on the workout. I don't know how many steps. We'll have to check that later. Change is good. Not strictly for the sake of change, but for the sake of improvement. I'm reluctant to change my ways. In the same way that when my dad said, work out 3 days a week. Don't go crazy. You don't need to do this every day. It's not good for you. He was absolutely right. Angela, the dietitian today, asked me, of course, how much weight did I want to lose? And I mentioned the BMI number. I said, BMI might say 179 pounds. She wasn't crazy about that. I tell you what, there's another thing I'm going to have to change. I don't want to do this until I have a serious health problem. She mentioned something about a gallbladder today. I really don't want to have, I have to get my gallbladder, anything done with it, whatever that is. I don't even really know what a gallbladder is, but that's one of the problems you can have if you lose weight too quickly, apparently. So I don't want to do that. Not about that. So I'm going to have to learn from these mistakes and also learn from the mistake of not being willing to change for the better. The mistake of not listening to my dad, maybe I should listen to this dietitian. She's a trained professional. She knows what she's talking about. So what I'm saying is I may not be able to lose 100 pounds this year and still be healthy. Impossible if I follow her advice. Impossible. She gave me what is probably a realistic goal considering my mindset. I have to see her in a month. She wants me to lose no more than 11.5 pounds. She'd like me to be eating 1,800 calories a day. And right now I don't think I would lose weight if I'm doing that. I have to ramp up to that and ramp up in a healthy way. And that's going to take some doing, but I'm not too far off. I mean, things are not as bad as they have been, not as bad as they could be. I just have to make some adjustments here and there, and I can really do this thing. Because like I said, it's not entirely about losing weight. It's about being more healthy, gaining health, not losing weight. Now, there is a financial aspect to this that I haven't quite figured out. I think all I have to do in order to meet my company's requirements is to get to a below 30 BMI. And I've figured out the exact measurement of BMI, and it has to do with meters and kilograms. I think it's your weight in kilograms divided by your height in centimeters, or maybe it's the other way around. Okay, I guess I don't know it. Haven't figured it out. But it is metric, which makes it that much harder to figure out. And I don't know where the age comes in. I really don't. Where do they put that in the calculation? There's got to be a formula somewhere. So I think my goal at a minimum should be achieving that, less than a 30 BMI, before the time when that's going to be measured, which will be later in the year. Now, I'm currently somewhere in the 30s. I don't know exactly what weight, but I know to get into the recommended range, I'm talking about losing probably another 40 pounds, which, according to my dietitian, would not be healthy. So I don't know, still some questions to be answered. I'm committed to finding the answers and doing the right thing for my health. So I've still got health fever, and I hope you do too. I would love to hear from you. I would love to hear from you. One thing that I'm always starved for, that's not food, it's feedback. And I need to connect with you. So please go to the website, runningafever.com, and comment on this episode. Tell me what you think. There's a contact page there. You can send me an email, or you can just email me straight away, mail@runningafever.com. Love to hear from you. And that's all. I'll speak to you next time.
This is the Plateau Podcast Network. PlateauMedia.com.